What is up, guys? Welcome back to another average video. Today's video is going to be all about ice fishing line. There's 3 different brands and we're gonna break down each one individually in this video. So right off the bat, I wanted to say, when you go into the ice fishing line section, it is overwhelming as heck. There's so many different brands, there's so many different kinds. They all have a different weight, length, all kinds of stuff, and it's really overwhelming at first. It's like walking into the shampoo aisle and forgetting what kind of shampoo you usually get, and you just are like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the store, I'll show you guys. Watch this. You see what I mean when I mentioned there are a lot of choices. Now, they're kind of out of stock on a lot of things, but I am telling you, it's like buying a toothbrush. There are so many lines. All right, so right off the bat, if you guys don't know what brand to get, it's totally your choice. I don't think that one is crazy better than the other, but when it comes to line, I always hear the word Suffix. And I'm not getting paid by Suffix. I have nothing connected to them, nothing at all. All that I know is when I hear a professional talk about it, anybody around town that's just like a hobby fisherman, anybody that talks about fishing usually is going to mention the word Suffix when it comes to line choices. Suffix is kind of the staple brand. I've only fished with them for probably, 3 years or so now. I remember I was fishing with some really, I think it was like 10-pound line, and I was like trying to catch bluegills like 4 years ago or something like that. And one of my buddies told me, don't use that, use like 6-pound, and if you need to, tie on a leader that's like 2-pound test, something like that for smaller fish. So when it comes to ice fishing, you're probably always gonna wanna run a leader. And what a leader is basically an extension on your normal line that is gonna be a different type of line. For musky fishermen and stuff like that, they usually use like a metal line, or like a really strong braid or something like that, so that the teeth of the fish don't chew through the line, basically. When it comes to small panfish, a lot of times people will run like 6 or so pound line, and then at the end they'll just have a 2-pound. Sometimes this is the case, but not always. Some guys just have like 2-pound rods that are right up on there. But for my case and my scenario, I only have a few rods, so these are my recommendations for only having about 5 or 6 rods in your arsenal. Fluorocarbon is probably my favorite. I think fluorocarbon has been around for the longest. It's very see-through in the water, and I really like that about it. That's probably one of the biggest things that I like. The things that I don't like about it is that it flexes quite a bit. So when you're dropping your lure down, if you're doing like 6-pound test and you go to set back on a pretty decently sized walleye or something of that sort, it's going to flex a little bit and not hook set quite as well as you want it to. Braid, on the other hand, will not flex at all. Braid is solid. It's basically like twine, but like really small. But you can see it in the water a lot more. I don't like using braid all the way down to my lure, basically ever. I never really do that unless I'm like frog fishing, on open water or something like that. So for braid, mainly what I usually do is I'll have like 10-pound, 15-pound something test with either a 6-pound leader for walleye fishing, or if we're going for something bigger, maybe a 10-pound leader of fluorocarbon. I'm pretty much always pairing my braid with a fluorocarbon leader on the end. And there's a bunch of knots that you can use to connect these together. I'm not a master at it. I basically have to watch the video every single time that I try to do it. So I'm not gonna even attempt to show you how to tie those. There's a million videos online to show you that are way better than what I could ever do. So go check those out. I'll link one down below too for you guys so that you can see that. Lastly is monofilament. Monofilament, the only aspect of it that is very appealing to a lot of guys, as well as its sensitivity and strength, is the fact that it floats. So monofilament is gonna be a little bit stronger than your fluorocarbon, and it's gonna have a floating aspect. But when it comes to ice fishing, I never really like to use monofilament. I bought this just because it was a clam product that I wanted to give away. Also, by the way, I'm gonna be sending this to one of the giveaway guys. I forgot your name, but sorry about that. I'm gonna send this to you and some lures and stuff. Anyways, I'm not a huge fan of it, but there are some areas where you'd wanna use this. So monofilament floats, like I said before. It has a little bit more strength than fluorocarbon, and when I'm talking about strength, I'm not really talking about like breaking strength. I'm more or less talking about a little bit of flex.
Monofilament's not gonna flex quite as bit, but it's also gonna have that floating aspect that I don't really like when I'm ice fishing. The other thing about monofilament is it doesn't have very much memory. Now, when I'm talking about memory, I mean when it goes around your reel and it circles basically like that, and then you let it sit for a while and you cast out once and you see all those coils, like as it's laying in the water or if it coils up in front of you. Monofilament is not gonna do that quite as much. So that's the other plus for mono, but like I said in the past, I don't really use it quite that much for ice fishing. Maybe for some frog throwing, stuff of that sort. Alrighty guys, well, I hope this video helped. I'm gonna be kind of showing you guys what I run on my rods when I'm actually out fishing and using this stuff. So stay tuned for that video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button or that like button if you guys enjoyed this video or if you found it helpful at all. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying to do some more of these how-to videos for beginners, just to kind of help some of you guys that are gonna be starting for the first time, or maybe this year's your second year, or you haven't fished for like 4 years and you're starting it back up, something of that sort. I hope to bring some info to you guys and help you out this ice season. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.